Hello everyone, it's Kari. Today I'm excited to share with you this stamp set. This is from the Hedgehog Hollow January kit, and it came with all these colors of bookmarks, and I cut down a couple also of bookmarks in cream color, and today I'm going to share with you some fast and easy ways to make bookmarks using this kit. I love that these stamps are already sized perfectly for these bookmarks. And so you're going to have an easy time just lining them right up with the paper that came in the kit. Look here, this one is 7 or 8 inches long and it's a little over 2 inches wide. And I found that that is the best for being able to hold it in place with your MISTI and double stamping. So I'm going to use my Versamark ink here, which is the clear sticky ink, so I can do some embossing. On this dark purple, I'm going to use some silver embossing powder so that it shows up really well on that dark cardstock. And this is really fun and easy to do. If you're wanting to make quick bookmarks, embossing is a really great way to go. I'm going to also show you some other ideas in this video, so stay tuned. So look how nice and dark that's stamped with the Versamark ink. And now I'll sprinkle over that silver embossing powder and heat set that, and we're going to get a really great result on this bookmark. I love these stamps. This is really fun. It's got a stack of books with a teacup on the top. And the great thing is you can use these stamps for more than just bookmarks. I have a video coming next week where I'm going to show you some other ideas for using these long skinny stamps in a different way. So I hope you'll join me for that. And so here you can see that I'm just heat setting that. Look how pretty this silver shows up on the purple. The paper is longer than the bookmark actually is, the stamp is, but that's easy to cut down. And I loved using it for the magnet. So this one I used some liquid platinum embossing powder on that purple, and I still have these colors left. So I'll do a few different things. On the turquoise one, I decided to use some glitter embossing powder. You know I love my glitter embossing powder, and this turned out so pretty. I'm trying to keep the glitter all contained there on the paper. Not sure if I was completely successful in that, but look how pretty that shine is. So here I'll heat set that, and then I'll show you in the close-up what it looks like. Look at that. Can you see the shine? I like that glitter. So for the purple one, I got some brand new Wow purple embossing powder. I'm going to use this. This is glitter embossing powder also. So I'll show you what this one looks like. And if you haven't noticed, there are a couple different stamp sets. This one is the one with the books and the teacup, and the other one has some books and also a really great sentiment. It says, "Drink coffee, read books, love life." So that's really, really cute. Now here you go. Here's a look at that purple glitter. And now I'm going to do a couple different ideas for you. For this one, I am using the brand new Maker Forte black ink that I absolutely am in love with. If you haven't seen any of my previous videos, I've shared it a couple of times and why I love it so much. But look, it's already dried. There's no smearing, and it stamps really dark black. So I just love it. So what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to use some distress paints, and I'm just going to paint those books. Now this is brand new, the new cap on these, so it's a flip top cap, which is really great. And this is a really thin acrylic paint. It's more like a liquid acrylic. I will paint that on all the books. You can see that it's kind of obscuring the dark lines, but don't worry, I'm going to show you what we're going to do about that. So all the books are colored. Now I'm going to color the background, or paint the background, I guess I should say. I was going to use the iced spruce, which is one of my favorite distress ink colors, but I decided to go with this light bundled sage. I think this looks really pretty in the background. And don't worry about painting over all the black dots and the steam coming out of the teacup, because we're going to fix that later. So just concentrating on getting the color on the background here. This paper that I'm using is just regular cardstock, nothing special. It is cream colored cardstock and something I just had in my stash. So it works well with this acrylic paint. I'm not putting too much on. After I finished painting, I did add a couple extra sheets of cardstock to the back to make this a little sturdier, like a heavier weight. So now I'm taking some different colors of paint and I'm just painting those books. Now I'm not being too careful. I'm being a little careful, but I'm not being too careful because we're going to stamp over the top of this with some black ink. So those lines are going to be crisp and clear when we're all done. I sped this up like 20 times so you can see the whole color paint process here, but I actually did take my time because I enjoyed this a really lot. Now I'm just going to finish up painting that teacup, and I did put a little bit of white over the pink in the end to tone it down a little. And while that's drying, I'm going to show you how I finished off some of these bookmarks. For this purple one, I had some cording that actually matched perfectly. So I used that on this one. And here I'm going to show you how I did it. I just punched a hole in the top. You can see I've cut these down, but I left a little extra at the top so that there would be room to punch a hole. And now I'm taking, for this one, some yarn, and I'm going to thread it through and then pull it through the loop in the center to create kind of a tail here. So I doubled up on this one so it's a little bit more than that purple one, a little more string there. And for this one, this blue one, I'm going to take some blue ribbon. It's got a little touch of the purple in there too. It's kind of hard to see. And I'm just doubling over that ribbon and stapling it right to the top. So that's another option for finishing these off. You can also leave them just as they are because they're super cute this way and just cut off the top. For this green one, I'm going to add some gold ribbon. And this is the one we stamped in black, and then I ended up heat embossing with clear over the top. So it's got an embossed top to it. And I don't know if you saw that, but I did put some cream cardstock on the back of this one. But you can use like pattern paper on the backs. If you want it to be a little thicker, you can use some chipboard. You can also do some stamping on the back. Watch out for that paint up there, Kari. I knew I was going to get that in the paint. So move your paint before you do this. Word to the wise. So this has pretty much dried, and I am going to go ahead and stamp over the top. So I'm just putting that back in my MISTI, lining it up, and stamping it with the black ink. And there is a dark black impression. Now I did notice I got a little smudge there. Darn it. So this ink smudges just a touch over that paint. I'm going to end up heat embossing with clear. I'm going to try to clean up this smudge a little with just using my sand eraser. And that did the trick for most of it, but I'm going to end up fixing that with the paint in just a minute. So I'll clear heat emboss over that ink so that that won't smear anymore. And you can still see a little smear up in the top there. So I paint over it, and then I'm going to show you what I'll do next. I cut this down so that it's even on all the sides. And now I'm going to, you see I'm gluing it to the back of some more cardstock to make this a little sturdier. And then I'll trim off that excess cardstock just right flush with this panel that we've painted. And now I've painted over the top with using some of that bundled sage. And now I'm going to use some black Nuvo drops to give these polka dots a little bit of dimension. So this will dry with a little bit of a, like a raised finish to it. So it adds just a little something to a fun bookmark. So there's a look at our stack of books, so brightly rainbow colored. I love how this one turned out. So I'm going to let that dry, but here's a look at all of the bookmarks before I added the ribbon. And then here they all are just finished. So you can see that a couple of them I left without tails or the ribbon on the end, and some of them I put in different ways. So there's a lot of things you can do with these. These are super fun, and I just love how they turned out. They would really be fun to stamp just one more chapter on the back. There's a stamp that says that in the Hedgehog Hollow Kit as well. So thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Be sure to give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.